A black-owned bank in D.C. partners with a black-owned bank from L.A. to combine assets to over $1 billion and become the largest black-owned bank in the country. Group economics. It's not the he, it's the we. And it's not black excellence. It's just excellent. Done by black people. Family. We can do the same thing on our micro levels. I've done it in my real life. Syndications, funds, group economics, own things, control assets. I'm on the same goal. $20, $50 million funds, $1 billion of assets, $1 billion of capital under management in my real life. Join us. DM me cash flow for mentorship on how to maximize your equity, your retirement accounts, your credit, or your business. Tap in. Let's go.
All right, so in today's lesson, we have to have a conversation about the way that so many people in the so-called pro-black community continue to get scammed. It seems like year after year after year. Umar Johnson has been going viral, claiming he's broke. They about to sell his school for young black boys, the FDMG, Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy up in Wilmington, Delaware. And to me, and to a lot of us that are on the outside looking in, it's much, 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 much deeper than Umar Johnson. Okay, I'm going to be going over several different figures in the black community that have scammed black people over the years. And they wouldn't be able to keep scamming you gullible Negroes if y'all weren't so black focused. Y'all are so race focused. You are practicing what is called racial idolatry. It's all about black this, black that, black this, black that. Because they know how to do emotional manipulation, because they know that black people are so emotional and that so many black people are caught up on race. Long as they're a smooth talker, long as they look halfway decent, and as long as they tell you silly Negroes what y'all want to hear, y'all fall for it every single time. Hook, line, and sinker. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. So first up on our list is none other than Jay Morrison. For those of y'all that are not familiar with Jay Morrison, there have been a ton of YouTubers doing videos about him. I'm not going to go into, exquisite detail about him and what he did, but I'll just do a brief little summation of what happened. Years ago, he started what was called the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. And the Tulsa Real Estate Fund was basically like a land / real estate, I guess you could say, group where he collected millions of dollars from black people. They invested millions of dollars, and basically he promised these black people that, okay, you invest this money with me today, it's going to only go up in value because real estate, of course, appreciates in value. We're going to buy properties. He bought a very, spacious building on the south side of Atlanta called the Black House. That was the nickname of it, but it actually was called the Legacy Center. And I've been there. I went to a Tariq Nasheed event there years ago, but that's another story for another day. Jay Morrison is a convicted felon. He's from New Jersey. He actually went to prison when he was a young man. I don't know how old he is now, but I'm pretty sure he's probably in his early 40s. But Jay Morrison was the face of the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. And a lot of black people are very upset that the fund, the group has kind of went belly up. He claims the money is gone. He says that he never promised people any money. He's saying that it was always a risk and all this, that, and the third. Like I said, you can go watch videos about what happened in great detail. There are plenty of people who've done very, very deep analysis of what actually happened. I'm just giving you just the short of it, just for the sake of time, because I have a couple of other pro-black scammers that I want to go over. And he was living here in Metro Atlanta for years. I don't know where he lives now, according to internet chatter. Some people saying he's up in Charlotte or some part of North Carolina as a preacher. I don't know how true that is, but that's what a lot of internet rumors are saying, that he's no longer living here in the Atlanta area. You see him in the photo with the unk around his neck. He does anything and says anything, like a lot of these other pro-black scammers, to invoke emotion, to get you Negroes riled up. Oh, he's for us. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's black first, black this, black that. And I just got to tell black people the truth. Anytime a black person is leading with black, chances are they're not in it for black. They're in it for self. Like, I don't want to deal with a black person or a black business just because it say black owned in front of it. I want you to be the best, restaurant, regardless of if it's black owned or not. I want you to be the best, website developer. I want you to be the best, landscaper. I want you to be the best painter or plumber. Any person I hire to do a job for me, it doesn't matter if you're black. I don't care about that. I care about, can you do the job? Are you professional? Are you going to treat me right? You see what I'm saying? And too many black people get caught up in this black. And 90-something% of the time, these dudes that's preaching black, they only in it to get your money. They don't care about you or your kids or your family or the black community as a whole. If he did, he wouldn't have swindled y'all out of all that money. The black house has been sold, right? It was valued at over $2 million. I can't remember exactly what it was valued at, but like I said, y'all want to look more into Jay Morrison, please feel free to do so. But he collected, I believe, up to $15 million of black people's hard-earned money. And most black people never got their money back. Some black people did get their money back, but most black people never got their money back. And legally, he's not obligated to pay all these people their money back because it was a real estate kind of crowdfunding situation. And real estate is not a guarantee on your investment. Real estate is subject to market downturns like anything else, but this scam he ran was not. It did not fail because of the real estate market going down. The Atlanta real estate market has went sky high. If you're from here or you've lived here or you know this place, our real estate is way higher than it's ever been before. And a lot of people can't even afford to buy homes here. A lot of people are renting in Metro Atlanta, and a lot of outside investors and firms like BlackRock have come down here to buy up houses. So it's a lot of people renting, but it is a lot of home ownership, and you can own. And I'm gonna just say this before I move on to the next scammer of the black community. Black people as a collective, we need to start learning how to work together as a unit instead of trusting one person to do it. We keep trying to look for a savior, and a savior is not coming. If it ain't Jesus, it ain't no savior. Like, all we need is God in each other. We need to all work together and be bonded and bound by the common denominators of integrity and honesty and transparency, and working together for the benefit of the collective versus trusting one man to do the job for us. Man will fail you every time. So let's move on to the next scammer of the Negro community. This guy right here, Michael Nowak is his government name. Y'all might know him as Brother Polite. Now, the difference between Brother Polite and Jay Morrison is Brother Polite didn't scam the Negro community out of millions upon millions of dollars, but he is a fraud, and I'm going to tell you why he's a fraud. He was this so-called pro-black, we're going to get black people to run the bag up, all this, that, and the third, always calling women black queens and all this, that, and the third. But guess what he did to the daughter of his so-called black queen? Brother Polite, many of you probably already know this, but Brother Polite, Mr. Pro-Blackity Black, the black woman is a queen, goddess, black mother, all this crap that these pro-black hustlers be doing to y'all. The black woman is their number one target because he knows that the black woman is more emotional and she's easy to dupe when it comes to all this black woman worship. He was dating some woman, I don't know her name, but the woman he was dating had a 14-year-old daughter. Okay, Brother Polite gave the 14-year-old girl alcohol. You can go on the internet and look it up. He's already been sentenced to prison. He gave the 14-year-old young lady alcohol, right? He then, of course, she got drunk because she was 14 and he gave her alcohol. That's generally what happened if you give a 14-year-old alcohol. 14-year-olds are not supposed to drink alcohol. This was somewhere in Miami. I think they were at some hotel in Miami. The girlfriend, the woman he was dating at the time, the mother of this 14-year-old girl, I don't know where she was at the time, but she clearly wasn't in the same vicinity. And he tried to get her to perform oral on him. And she passed out drunk. And this bozo decides to stick his fingers down her throat to try and get her to regurgitate the alcohol so her mother wouldn't find out she had been drinking alcohol. Because she would, of course, come to the conclusion that Brother Polite was responsible for giving her daughter the alcohol. What is, at the time, 37, 38-year-old man doing giving a 14-year-old girl alcohol? So, long story short, the mother found out the details. Brother Polite was arrested and charged with aggravated, well, I'm not going to go in, I don't know if I can say the words, but basically, we'll just say assault, of the kind where you try to force a woman to do something she don't want to do. Yeah, sex assault. A couple of other charges related to delinquency of a minor. I can't recall exactly what the charges were, but long story short, he took a plea deal in the Florida courtroom. I think this was in Miami-Dade County, because it was in Miami area, so Dade County, Florida. And the plea deal ended up with him being incarcerated for 7 years. I think he deserves more time than that. But when you do a plea deal, you get less time, so you can avoid going to trial and getting more time. So the pro-black hustler himself, who swore he was going to turn black people into millionaires and all this black woman worship, queen this, queen that, violated the young daughter of a black queen and ended up going to prison for it. And he's serving time in a Florida prison right now. So, like I said, all that pro-blackity black talk don't mean nothing, because 90-something% of these dudes, they not in it for the black community, they in it for themselves.
On August the 5th, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a notice to auction off the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy campus for unpaid vacant property registration fees. I repeat, on August the 5th, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a lien to auction off the campus we bought, the campus we've been working on for 6.5 years. I was not notified of this. We were not notified of this. This past weekend, without an email, this past weekend, without a letter in the mail, this past weekend, without a phone call, the city of Wilmington put a notice on the door handle of both of our schools.
And this video would not be complete without, of course, a quick rundown of so-called Dr. Umar Johnson, the native of Philadelphia, who says he's blood related to the family of Frederick Douglass. Probably the biggest pro-black scammer of all time at this point. Mr. Umar Johnson, of course, he's been collecting all this money for this so-called school for black boys. And the school has never opened. The school has never had one black child attend the academy. And now he's claiming they're about to take the property away because of vacant registration fees or something like that they have. I'm not from Delaware. I don't know their laws. But if the property is vacant and you're not paying some fee on it or whatever, they can come seize the property. They lock the doors or something, he said, and he's going on about how he's broke and his account is frozen. He don't have access to his money, but he's been collecting hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years from the black community, going to give speeches all across the black community, from Atlanta to Charlotte to Philadelphia to New Orleans to Chicago, wherever, DC, Detroit. He's been all over the black community, telling the black community what they want to hear, and not to bring black women into this again, but of course his biggest donors are black women. And he also is the father of 2 kids by 2 baby mamas. I know for a fact that one of those baby mamas is a black stripper, supposedly a conscious stripper, and his now grown daughter has come on the internet and told the whole world how much of a deadbeat he is. So this guy has a track record of being one of the most dishonest, fraudulent Negroes that we've ever seen. He loves to call black women queens, and he's gonna help these young black boys, and the black woman is God, and all this crazy stuff that he says on a regular basis. And now his walls are crumbling down. And I'm not here to beat up on Umar Johnson or any of these people I'm going over, but these people need to be called out. And these people are responsible for losing and squandering the hard-earned dollars of a lot of black people. And a lot of the money wasn't lost. They just spent it on themselves. They were selfish. And Umar Johnson is no different. The so-called prince of Pan-Africanism with the little Ethiopian, garb around his head. And he ain't got no blood ties to Ethiopia, right? Umar Johnson is from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's a black American from Philadelphia, but he walks around with dashikis on all day. Okay? I don't like Umar Johnson. Never gave him a dollar, never will. Okay? And once again, we as black people have to stop deifying these people. We have to stop looking up to these people just because they look like you and say things that are positive about the black community and we're going to fix the black community. You got to do better than that. You got to say, wait a minute. Okay, how are you going to fix the black community? Let me see your resume. What are you doing? And like I said, my solution is to do a group effort. We need to start coming together as a unit, and everybody has a role to play. Like the Asian community and the Hispanic community and the white community, don't no other community deify one man. And Trump is an exception. A lot of white Americans have deified Trump, and Trump has let the white Americans down. Trump is not able to do all the stuff that he told them that he would do. And yes, I do support Trump. I voted for him twice. I am a conservative, but I never worshiped Donald Trump. Okay, I do understand that Donald Trump is made of the same thing I'm made of. He's flesh, blood, and bone, just like me. Okay, but a lot of these pro-black Negroes, they get the money and the status they get because y'all give it to them. Y'all build them up, just like the white community built up Trump. Okay, man will fail you every single time. You need to get with a group of like-minded black people. Y'all want to build something. Y'all want to get some land. Whatever y'all goal is, y'all need to come together and start assigning roles out. No one man needs to have all the power. Everybody has a role to play. You got a secretary. You got a treasurer. You got a board of directors, right? You got the CEO, CFO. You see what I'm saying? Like everybody plays a role. And when you have multiple people involved, it kind of spreads out responsibility, and it also brings more accountability to the institution versus putting all the trust in one man. Never give all your money to one person saying they're going to fix the black community. Get with some black people to say, we want to fix the black community. We want the black community to do better. You feel me? Like everybody come together, y'all put your money together and say, and come up with a plan, come up with a vision and say, we're going to do this. By this date, we're going to do that. Set some realistic goals. Set up some what they call war aims. What type of status do you want this neighborhood to be in the next 5 years? What is an attainable goal that we can reach in the next 5 to 10 years with this $300,000, $400,000, $500,000? You see what I'm saying? Like it needs to be a group effort instead of trusting one person to do it. That's where y'all keep messing up at. And we're going to go ahead and start wrapping the video up. I'm going to go over these Black Lives Matter chicks real quick. So never in the history of black America have a successful black uprising or movement been perpetuated by a group of 3 black lesbian women. I know for a fact that one of them actually has a baby with a black man, so I don't know how lesbian you are if you open your legs to a man, but whatever. Most women that claim to be lesbian aren't really lesbian. They just have been traumatized, and if the right man comes along, they'll go back to factory settings real quick. Anyway, these 3 women, they started the whole Black Lives Matter. You can call it a movement if you want, but they came up with the slogan Black Lives Matter. Put it on t-shirts, and of course we had all the police shootings over the years with Michael Brown and the death of Freddie Gray in Baltimore, and the death of, I think the guy's name was Eric Garner in New York, and there was all this outrage and black people marching and wearing the shirts and burning cities, and George Floyd and all this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, they were collecting millions and millions upon millions of dollars, and not a dime of that money went to go help the black community. And they said that they weren't about protesting the murder of all black people whenever they were pressed about the black on black crime, which takes away way more black lives than police killings. They said they were only focused on black people getting killed by police. So black men only matter to them when they're dead. If a black male was not murdered by the police, he doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? And I think they collected over $90 million. They were buying mansions in white neighborhoods in Southern California. These women are also anti-family, anti-God. They said on their website before they took it down, the website may still be up, but they took this part down, but we'll forever remember it. They said that they disrupt the norms of the nuclear family. Like, they do not believe in the core nuclear family between one man and one woman. And that's just absurd, because we know that the number one reason why Black America is in the state that it's in is because of the breakdown of the Black family. The Black man and the Black woman create Black children, and those Black children need a Black man and a Black mother and a Black father to raise them and give them the best possible opportunity for success. So we don't have to go into great detail about the founders of the Black Lives Matter movement. We don't really have to go into their personal lives. We don't have to go over everything that they did or didn't do that they said they would do. We just know that these three women were not interested in seeing the improvement and betterment of the Black community. I would never trust a trio of Black female lesbians to do anything to uplift the Black community. You know, their sexuality and their desire to live amongst people that don't look like them is all you need to know about these three women. So not going to spend a whole lot more time talking about them. We'll get into the last person on our list, and not to leave this part out. Those Black Lives Matter chicks, they were spotted at strip clubs and gay clubs and all kind of stuff, just blowing money with all the donations they received from the people that donated to the whole Black Lives Matter movement. But Barack Obama. Now, Barack Obama didn't scam the Black community, but the reason I put him on this, the reason why I'm putting him in this video is because a lot of Black people worshiped him. A lot of Black people deified him. A lot of Black people thought that because Barack Obama got elected, that Black America was going to be transformed into this great utopia, and that our lives were going to be forever changed.
47 years old, he will be the first African American president of the United States.
For those who lived through segregation, who lived through the civil rights era, it felt like the fulfillment of everything they thought the country could be.
So y'all saw that video clip. For those of you that's old enough to remember, when Obama won back in 2008. Obama. You had Black women crying, Jesse Jackson crying, people shedding tears, right? And I did vote for Obama back in 2008. That was the last time I voted for a Democrat for president. And the last time I voted for a Democrat for governor was 2 years later in 2010. I left the Democrat Party around 2010. And, it wasn't just Obama, but it was just the direction that the Democrat Party was going. And it just didn't align with me spiritually. And, just my values just don't align with the current Democrat Party. But back to Mr. Obama. This man, he had a lot of Black support. The first time he ran in 2008, 96% of the Black vote. Fast forward 4 years later, very, very close, 93% of the Black vote. Okay? And that's not surprising, because we know Black people still vote overwhelmingly Democrat, even though that's starting to change, especially amongst younger Black men. Thank God. But Obama, he ran on this platform of hope and change, right? A lot of Black people thought that since Obama was going to be the president, that things were going to change. And as we saw, it really wasn't any real major changes for the Black community. And if you fast forward to 2025, present day, Black people still struggling, right? We still got the lowest rate of home ownership. We still got the highest crime rate, homicide rate. We still take each other's lives more than any other demographic. Racism didn't go away, right? We thought all this, magic was going to happen when Obama took power, but it seemed like the only people that he really cared about was the LGBTQ. He was all about the gays. He was all about the trans, right? And the illegal immigrants coming into our country. He prioritized gay and illegals above black people. But even though black people gave him 96 and 93% of our vote. Right? So I never fell in love with Obama. I never was worshiping that dude. I never thought he was that great. Like I said, in '08, I voted for him because I felt that we needed a change. I felt like George W. Bush was such a terrible president, and he was a terrible president, that we needed to do something different. And I didn't like John McCain. So, '08, we voted for Obama. Fast forward to 2012, we voted for him again. And then Donald Trump came in 2016. And you could argue that black people have done better economically under Trump than Obama. Lowest black unemployment. Trump trying to get black people off of welfare, which we should have never been on as long as we own in the first place. He trying to clean up D.C. He done had black mayors in D.C. for decades. And it's black people that's saying they glad Trump's sending in the National Guard. So at the end of the day, man, and just to wrap this video up, I just wanted to remind black people that this right here, this don't mean nothing. What's in their heart? What kind of mindset do they have? You feel me? Y'all got to stop following people and giving people money just because they say they black. Just because they blame the white man for everything like y'all do. Just because they raise up their black power fist. Just because they married to a black woman or married to a black man. Right? And there are black female scammers too, but none of them have reached the prominence of some of these guys in my video. That's why I chose them. So I want black people to do better. I want to see us win. I want us to be the best we can be. And you got a lot of black people that's successful. You got a lot of black people that's living their best life, but they're not living their best life because they trusted in some black person to get them wealthy, to get them successful. They trusted in themselves. They trusted in God. For those of us that believe in God. So I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm just gonna say, man, y'all wake up. Y'all look at self first. Figure out what you need to do to get yourself out the hole. Figure out what you need to do to improve yourself. Umar Johnson, he ain't gonna save us. Obama didn't save us. Brother Polite didn't save us. Black Lives Matter, them 3 lesbos didn't save us. Ain't none of these pro-blackity blacks gonna save us. None of them.